What Caitlin Clark did, because so many eyeballs were on her, was she is a huge multiplier effect of that.
I see a lot of players wanting to go, in this offseason, a lot of players are going to want.
Imagine this. You're at an Indiana Fever game, and the crowd roars as Caitlin Clark, Kelsey Mitchell, Aaliyah Boston, Lexi Hull, and Satu Sabali step onto the court together. Pure basketball magic.
I'm just trying to think of who potentially could be in their plans. Like, obviously, Satu Sabali is a potential player who you can get via some sort of trade.
Indiana Fever GM Amber Cox just gave an interview that has fans buzzing about the possibility of a WNBA super team. She didn't hold back, discussing Caitlin Clark's Time Magazine Athlete of the Year honor, free agency, and the Fever's bold moves to build a championship contender. Could Clark, Kelsey Mitchell, Aaliyah Boston, Lexi Hull, and Satu Sabali join forces? Fans are electrified by the vision. We're diving into everything Cox revealed and what it means for the Fever. Let's go.
I think we're obviously at this very pivotal time in the WNBA, and obviously led by the Indiana Fever. But I think all those experiences will lend themselves to hopefully doing the best job possible here.
Amber Cox just revealed exciting hints about the Fever's off-season strategy, leaving fans buzzing. In a recent interview, the new GM shared her vision for reshaping the team's future, orchestrating a bold and transformative new era.
Entire world was shocked during the WNBA expansion draft when Tammy Fagbenle became available, especially because when you look at last season, she played a really huge part in the Fever's success in terms of getting to that point where you all were able to make the playoff.
Amber Cox's comments about not protecting Tammy Fagbenle in the expansion draft shocked fans. Letting go of a solid contributor isn't common, but Cox defended the move with a clear vision for the Fever's future.
You know, it's really part of an overall plan, which hopefully everyone will see unfold throughout the off.
This group built great camaraderie in the second half of the season, making Amber Cox's decision not to protect Tammy Fagbenle in the expansion draft even more surprising. Cox acknowledged the difficulty, but there's clearly more at play. She hinted at a larger strategy with this intriguing statement. It's really part of an overall plan, which hopefully everyone will see unfold during the off-season. So, what's brewing? Could a blockbuster trade or high-profile free agent signing be in the works? Cox isn't new to bold moves. With a proven track record, including helping guide the Phoenix Mercury to 2 championships, she brings experience and vision to her role. Her focus extends beyond individual decisions, aiming to build a strong team identity centered on defensive improvement. We're still developing the identity. Getting better on the defensive side of the ball will help shape who we become over the next year or two, Cox explained. Exciting times are ahead for Fever fans.
Obviously, we want to take the next step. So I think as we're looking to free agency, we'll think about veterans coming in with that playoff experience.
The Fever's financial situation is looking strong, with approximately $650,000 in cap space this off-season. This flexibility allows them to make significant moves, including offering max contracts to key players. Amber Cox is thinking big, targeting versatile talents who can dominate on both ends of the court.
As we get into free agency, the number one priority for us is re-signing Kelsey Mitchell. I think that backcourt was about as lethal as we've seen in the WNBA, and I'm talking maybe in history in the second half of the season last year.
The biggest news? It's all about Kelsey Mitchell. Amber Cox put the rumors to rest, declaring, "We want Kelsey back. She's had an incredible career here, and no one deserves this opportunity more than Kelsey." The Fever are fully committed to keeping their star guard. While free agency hasn't started yet, management has confirmed they will core Kelsey, ensuring her return for another year under a max contract. This move solidifies the Fever's dedication to building around Mitchell as they aim for success in the upcoming season.
We want to reunite Caitlin and Kelsey, and Kelsey, when I think about her and her time in Indiana and a lot of trials and tribulations throughout her career. So for me and for us, I'm most excited for her to be in this moment and experience so much.
What's next for the Fever? With Amber Cox steering the ship, an exciting offseason is ahead. But another story is stealing headlines. Caitlin Clark, the Fever's superstar point guard, just graced the cover of Time magazine as Athlete of the Year. While many celebrate this honor, it's sparked controversy that's rocking the basketball world. Let's dive into the debate and what it means for Clark and the Fever.
Clark was recently named Time's Athlete of the Year.
You'd think being named Athlete of the Year would be all glory for Caitlin Clark, but it sparked an unexpected battle in the basketball world. Her Time magazine cover has ignited a fierce debate, revealing deep divisions in the sport. At the heart of this controversy is Washington Mystics co-owner Sheila Johnson, whose perspective is shaking things up. What should have been a moment of celebration for women's basketball has instead become a polarizing topic across the league.
Washington Mystics co-owner Sheila Johnson, responded to that by saying, I think the WNBA in its entirety should have been.
Sheila Johnson didn't hold back, criticizing Time magazine for featuring Caitlin Clark alone on the cover. She argued that the entire WNBA deserved recognition, not just one player. When you just keep singling out one player, it creates hard feelings, Johnson said, her words sending shockwaves through the basketball community.
When you just keep singling out one player, it creates hard feelings.
The backlash was swift, with fans, players, and analysts defending Caitlin Clark, celebrating her remarkable achievements and the spotlight she's brought to women's basketball. However, others sided with Sheila Johnson, arguing that overemphasizing one player could overshadow the collective success of the league.
How do you respond to those comments, and do you think the award should have been given to the entire WNBA rather than Caitlin Clark individually?
I think Caitlin Clark deserved.
Amidst the controversy, one voice stood out: Amber Cox, the Indiana Fever's general manager. Cox stepped up to defend Caitlin Clark, emphasizing that her impact extends far beyond her on-court performance. Her words resonated, offering a powerful perspective on Clark's significance.
Because she has so many fans, and you saw it across arenas, people are moving games because so many people wanted to see her play.
Cox highlighted Caitlin Clark's influence, explaining that her visibility has been a major catalyst for the league's growth. She's a huge multiplier effect, Cox said. This isn't just praise. Cox shared a touching, real-life example that truly shows the profound impact of the Caitlin Clark effect.
Never seen anything like Caitlin Clark.
Caitlin Clark is a superstar, not a female superstar. She is a superstar.
We were coming to see Caitlin Clark play.
She moves the needle. The WNBA has been looking for someone who moves the needle.
Picture this. A couple attends a game, drawn in by the buzz around Caitlin Clark. They're casual fans, maybe even first-timers. By the end of the night, they're walking out with season tickets. That's the kind of impact Clark is having, turning curious onlookers into die-hard supporters in just one game. Cox also acknowledged other rising stars like Angel Reese and Cameron Brink, recognizing their significant contributions to the sport.
I don't take anything away from other players that brought more eyeballs. Angel, Cameron, right? The identity and how much brand recognition these players now have in college absolutely helped the W.
When it comes to Caitlin Clark, Amber Cox didn't mince words, stating, "We've never seen anything like Caitlin Clark." It's a bold statement, but one hard to argue with, considering Clark's record-breaking performances and the massive attention she's brought to women's basketball. As the Fever gear up for what could be a transformative offseason, the big question is, how will Clark's star power shape the team's strategy? Remember the bigger plan Cox hinted at earlier? Well, it seems we're about to catch our first glimpse of it. The Fever just made a move that has fans scratching their heads, but it might be the key to unlocking Cox's vision for the team's future. Curious to know what's next? Keep watching.
Caitlin specifically has such a unique skill set. She loves to run, just incredible vision. Stephanie White sat down right where you are and said, we want to run. So how much are you thinking about the fit here as you close in on free agents?
It's the most important thing, right? You've got to get the players that fit with the system Stephanie wants to have on the floor.
Picture this. You're building a championship team. Do you stick with the reliable veteran or gamble on future potential? The Indiana Fever just made that decision, and it's got everyone talking. Temi Fagbenley's departure from the Fever has left fans shocked. What does Amber Cox know that we don't?
But also her ability to run the floor with Caitlin Clark and how their games complemented each other. When we think about, that expansion draft, what was the thought process in making her
Last season, Temi Fagbenley was a key contributor, averaging 6.4 points and 5.7 rebounds per game. Her chemistry with Caitlin Clark created a dynamic duo that boosted the Fever into playoff contention. A longtime Clark supporter, Temi's unexpected move to the Golden State Valkyries has left Fever fans questioning what's next.
Expansion draft is difficult. It's hard to lose a player. 6 is not very many when you think about protecting anybody on your roster.
The decision to leave Temi Fagbenley unprotected in the expansion draft sparked intense debate among fans. Some argued her experience and locker room presence were too valuable to lose, while others speculated it was part of a larger strategy to free up cap space for a major free agent signing. Social media buzzed with theories, from trade rumors to concerns about team chemistry. It's clear the Fever's front office had to weigh Fagbenley's contributions against their long-term vision for the team.
Not easy. You never like to see a player leave. Temi was obviously an incredible piece to the success last year. But again, it's the price we pay for growth. We're really excited for Golden State to come online. And certainly it was a decision we made, but a decision that wasn't in a vacuum, part of an overall strategy that hopefully everyone will see unfold throughout the offseason.
Fagbenley's exit leaves a noticeable gap in the Fever's roster. Her versatility as a forward, able to score, rebound, and block shots, will be missed. Now, the team faces the challenge of finding a player who can fill multiple roles and maintain the chemistry that fueled their late-season surge. Could the Fever be eyeing a high-profile free agent to strengthen their front court? Or maybe they're considering packaging their newfound cap space with draft picks, or even Nalissa Smith, for a blockbuster trade. The possibilities are endless, and Amber Cox's confident tone suggests she's holding some strong cards. It's clear the Fever are thinking long-term, making tough decisions now for future success.
The entire world was shocked during the WNBA expansion draft when Temi Fagbenley became available, especially because when you look at last season, she played a really huge part in the Fever's success in terms of getting to that point where you all were able to make the playoffs.
As the dust settles on Fagbenley's departure, all eyes are on the Fever's next move. With free agency approaching, rumors swirl about potential targets to fill the gap left by her exit. How will this mystery player fit into Amber Cox's grand vision for the team's future? One thing is certain, the Indiana Fever are just getting started, and the best may be yet to come.
Important thing. You got to have somebody that can run up and down the floor and catch those passes. Caitlin's going to be.
Free agency fever has taken over Indiana, with speculation and high expectations reaching new heights. Could the Fever be preparing for a move that would shake up the league? Their roster is already strong with an all-star trio of Caitlin Clark, Aaliyah Boston, and Kelsey Mitchell, alongside rising star Lexi Hull. However, there's still room for improvement, particularly in the front court. That's where things get intriguing.
So it's a lot of movement for me this offseason. The decision to change teams. Yeah, so I'll be a free agent this year.
Rumors are swirling about potential free agent targets, and one name keeps popping up, Satou Sabally. The Dallas Wings star is entering free agency and has caught the attention of both Fever fans and management. Sabally averaged 17.9 points per game last season and shot an impressive 45.2% from three-point range. Her athleticism and versatility on both ends of the floor make her a perfect fit for the Fever's system. But it's not just her impressive stats that have fans buzzing. Sabally has also been engaging with Fever fans on social media, liking comments suggesting a potential partnership with Caitlin Clark in Indiana. Could this be a hint of what's to come, or simply playful interaction?
Williams slips the pass. Oh, Satu! Get that egg out of our basket.
Dallas needed a little bit of juice, a little bit of energy right there. Thank you for that.
Amber Cox and the Fever management team are focused on finding a versatile forward who can score, defend, and add size to their lineup. Sabally fits the bill, with her ability to guard multiple positions and strong offensive game complementing the Fever's existing talent. While nothing is confirmed yet, Sabally remains the prime target. If the Fever miss out, backup options like Gabby Williams, renowned for her defensive skills and versatility, could be on the radar. Don't forget that GM Amber Cox once worked with Sabally, and the fact that Sabally shares an agent with Fever star Aaliyah Boston adds an intriguing connection.
Are you in a position where you can add some pieces?
Yes, we are. We're definitely in a position, and I would think that if you are a smart basketball player and you watch the way she plays, you would want to play with her.
The potential impact of adding a player like Sabally to the Fever roster is immense. Imagine a lineup with Clark's playmaking, Boston's inside presence, Mitchell's scoring, and Sabally's all-around game. That's not just a good team, it's a championship contender.
Quality depth is going to be important. When you have a core three like we have, surrounding them with players who are going to, fill the roles, certainly, first and foremost, who are going to embrace the roles, secondly, and who give us the best opportunities for success by complementing what they do really, really well.
Cox and her team are focused on building more than just a collection of talented players. They're creating a culture of success. Adding a player of Sabally's caliber would be a massive step in that direction. If the Fever pull off this free agency move, it could reshape the entire WNBA landscape. We're talking about a team that could go from lottery picks to title favorites in just one offseason. The rest of the league would have to take notice and step up their game. As we wait for free agency to officially kick off, one thing's clear: the Indiana Fever are done being underdogs. They're building something special, and the basketball world is on high alert. The question now is, will their bold strategy pay off with a championship run?
Caitlin is an amazing generational talent, and she's going to do amazing things. Caitlin is the face right now, and that's also good. She's selling out gyms. Why would you hate against that? We had a sold-out home opener. I think it was a practice game, like it wasn't even serious. We benefited from that because now we have all our fans there, and they're excited, and you have new people coming into a market. She is her own economy, and that is amazing. She's the reflection of what should happen in women's sport.
The Indiana Fever are on the brink of something special. Amber Cox's master plan is coming together, piece by exciting piece. With Caitlin Clark, Aaliyah Boston, Lexi Hull, and Kelsey Mitchell, the Fever's core is already turning heads. But the potential addition of a star like Satu Sabally could take this team from promising to downright dangerous. That's not just a good team. That's a squad that could compete for a title right now. The excitement in Indiana is palpable. Fans are buzzing about the possibilities, and the rest of the league is taking notice. The Fever are no longer content with being an afterthought. They're aiming for the top, and they're not being subtle about it. So here's the million-dollar question. Are we witnessing the birth of the WNBA's next dynasty? The pieces are falling into place. The talent is undeniable, and now it's just a matter of turning potential into championships. The ride's about to get wild. Are you ready? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed, leave a like and subscribe. More videos are on screen now.